you backhand pushing or forehand pushing?
You're gonna send everything to backhand, right?
No. I'm gonna send the deep push to the backhand, but I know where you want it to start.
Okay.
Yeah, are you gonna backhand push? Do you want the backhand diagonal, or do you want a forehand then backhand?
Yeah, I'll push backhand if you're gonna push from there.
Well, I can go either way. So I can go here and then go there on the second one. My second push is gonna go deep, regardless. I'm just asking where you want the first push, the short push.
Just back to front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you do diagonal on the backhand when you push?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you push on the side?
What do you mean?
So normally when I forehand push, I usually take it on the side. Somewhat on the side.
I usually go diagonally across from the top to here, because I usually angle my finger into the shot. So like, I'm pushing in the direction that my finger is pointing.
I kind of like that.
No, you're kind of slicing off to the side. So generally I think of it as a line going from here to here. No, just like you were, from here to here. So I push on that line. Yeah.
This line?
Yeah. So an imaginary line going from this corner of the racket to this line. So I use an imaginary line, that's the line I push on. Unless I'm slicing, unless I'm doing something weird for it, but that's the general. So when I go into push, and I go like that, I think of like that. So I imagine a line going across like that.
I kind of seem to short push.
Not quite that much, maybe more like that.
More straight?
Well, kind of like from this corner to about like right there.
Okay, no, I don't know. I didn't do it popped up.
Actually, when in doubt, get your head low to the, like, if you can't really, because some of these aren't really like heavy, because I'm feeding a short push, which is a little different. It's not going to have heavy spin. So you actually might want to open the paddle and bump spin it. You still want to push it, but you want to bump it and less get under it.
See, that's the thing. Sometimes I open the paddle.
Yeah, you have to judge based on the ball.
And then it drops down to the net.
Right, you have to read the spin. So if I'm going like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, don't bump it so hard though, unless you want to deep
I
push.
cannot, that's the thing. There's no touch on the backhand.
Yeah, that's perfect, just like you did there. Perfect. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, in general, you need to be, on most of these pushes, defaults are more open and less slice. So you wanna be less flat and more open, like shoveling it like that. And to me, that's the case with most pushes, actually. And then you make a fine tune adjustment just as you're about to touch it based on your speed range. Yeah, that's a little bit, that's. You see that one where you sort of lifted it, you kind of drove it, but then you kind of scooped under it a little bit, that's the right response.
See, that's that one I have feel in the forehand. Like, even if it's dead, I can kind of like lift
Well, you
it.
just did it on the backhand, so. So like there, what you did was, you did the push and you need to think about the lift, a slight lift after the push. So like scooping up into it, whereas the two that you missed, you kind of chop down at it. So you don't want to chop down, you want to be like, you want to lift at a little, yeah. So while you're pushing, yeah, like that. Yeah, that little bit of lift is almost on all the pushes. On the back. Good. Good. Nice, bounce. And forward. Nice.
I did it this time.
See, that's the one. So in general, you keep thinking chop down. It's the same thing when you feed too. When you feed, you bounce it high and then you try and chop it. Instead of, so when you feed, you want a very low bounce. And you want to do that lifting thing like that.
No, I bounce high.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you think that that's putting more on. And that's not that actually is easier to hit because the higher you hit it, the higher it bounces. The lower you hit it, the lower it bounces.
For some reason, okay, higher means it goes to the net more. It clears the net, and then lower.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're physically contacting the ball at a point that's higher above the net. So that means the angle of incidence, so that the angle that comes down is steep, so it bounces higher.
Yeah.
So you're thinking somehow that that's going to skate, and it's not. So what happens is the higher you hit it, the higher it bounces.
Yeah.
So that's why usually when you feed, I have no problem tracking them because they bounce high. Instead, but it's the same principle on the push on your backhand, where you do that come under and then you do a slight lift. The same thing on the feed. You come under and a slight lift. But you have that instinct to chop at it because you think that's going to add more spin to it. If it's high enough, you can jab at it and do it, but that's a chop, not a push.
Yeah.
So this is like, yeah. Sorry. So if you do that same push scoop on the forehand feed,